go. We'll give it a few minutes before anybody gets in here. Hopefully people get in here. We got one in here. Who's in here? I'll wait a few minutes before I start. Two people in here. All right. We went live earlier today, but I felt like going live again. So here we are. Hope everybody had a good weekend. What's up, Joe? How you doing, brother? It is hot outside, man. Hot at my shop. We've had some good lives today. I was trying some new things with my live earlier, which went pretty well. Not crazy numbers, but all in all, it went well. Some things that I was trying out worked. Oh, it's okay. No worries, man. You're always here. Mike had a real good live. He had a good one. And then Daniel's just got done with, I think he might be done with his live. He might be wrapping it up. I don't know. But he always has some good lives. So anyway, here we are on a Sunday evening, per se. How was your day, Joe? She didn't wake you up? Yeah, she was in mine earlier, I think, too. She was in Daniel's, and then I think she was in Mike's as well. Yeah. I do want to do a poll, though. I don't know how the heck I would go about doing those. Anyway, 11 in here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, she's cool, man. She's cool. Well, I guess I'll get rolling. So the plan, I kind of didn't have a plan, but I was kind of thinking of some things to do since it's been so long that I've really done a lot of turning. You know, I probably have turned maybe 6 times in the last 4 or 5 months, maybe. So most of my turning was just what you've seen, really, like a couple lives, and then I had a few to turn those few finials for my clock. So, yeah, kind of took some time off that. I still love turning, but I just I want to kind of spread out accordingly. I am planning on starting to do more lives again, so not like I was, not like 4 or 5 days a week, but if I could get 2 solid lives in a week, that would be great. But the plan tonight is, so this is some maple burl from Brad at Got Wood. So I'm going to turn this, and then I'm going to turn this African mahogany for a lid. And then I have some a Paduke spindle that I cut down, and I'm going to be making the finial top for that. So should be pretty good. But I was, as I said, I was debating on doing this, either this or some pins. And the pins at STRONGINK are kind of different. But I think that, and I'll show you right now, I'm going to be breaking these down into, like, over the next couple, probably the next week or so. I got some really cool acrylic blanks And most of these kits, you either split them in half, or you could get, it's one for the solid pin. So I'm going to try to get like at least 4 to 8 pins out of these blanks. And let me know, man. I really like what, you know, I'm not a big sale guy, but I do like making stuff for people. So if you think so, Joe, maybe some other people will get on in. I'd like to maybe start doing what Bearded Viking and Mike do, maybe once every couple of weeks or so, where I do like a raffle type thing. I think it's a really cool thing, and it's cool to get people involved, and then you get to kind of send out like your stuff, and you know, it makes things fun, I feel. So I'm gonna kind of do the same format as him, I think, and as Bearded Viking. You can either donate, you know, 5 memberships, or you just donate $5, and that will be like, you know, something like this. Like you get something like this, or here, let me go get I got my bowl from earlier. I'm back. Everybody left. So here's the bowl that I turned earlier. It's a maple bowl. Came out pretty good. So stuff like that. If anybody's interested, I'd really like to maybe at least once a week or once every couple of weeks try to do something like that. I think it'd be fun. Nice to get back in the community and kind of mix things up. So yeah, just let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in, Joe, because I know that if you're interested, probably a lot of other people would be interested as well. So yeah, let me know if that's something that you think would be a good idea. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not so much, you know, it's kind of cool. It gets people like buzzing, and you know, it kind of gets me buzzing too, because I want to start making some new stuff. And I'm going to be doing a lot of different stuff like Mike does. I want to get into that threaded stuff, and then I want to, you know, do I got some salt and some pepper mill kits that I might want to do. And yeah, just a lot of stuff I want to do. So, you know, who knows? And it won't just be turning. It'll have an aspect of turning, but I do like those live builds, like the live aspect. They won't be huge builds, but it'll be like you know, maybe I'll ask you guys what you want built, maybe like a small box or like, you know, whatever, and then we'll do it every couple of weeks. So just a thought. Maybe you guys could give me some input. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, what's up, Conrad? Nice, dude. I got a bunch of blanks, and I have an 8-inch pepper mill kit, 2 of them, and then I have 2 6-inch ones, I believe. I might have a few bigger ones too, but anyway, during the holidays last year, I was gonna plan on making them, and I never did. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. But I definitely am gonna be doing a few pins this week. I'm probably gonna pick your brain, Mike, about those. So yeah, simply because there's, you know, as we talked before, there's a lot of variety to them. So just trying to ease myself back into things. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to get started. As for those of you who weren't in here, so I have all this wood is compliments of Brad at Got Wood, greatest sponsor in the world. If you guys need some wood, go head on over to his website. 77 Rockets is the code. Or there's other creators like Whacker for Mike, Whacker 10 or Whacker, I believe it is. Sorry if I messed that up, but share the wealth. Go there, either me or him. So I have this maple burl right here. This is going to be the base, and then I have this African mahogany for the lid. And then I kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit. felt kind of froggy, so I'm gonna do some PEKE for the lid top. And hopefully I don't take too long on this since I'm so rusty. But yeah, should be fun. Let's get to it. You guys can smash that like button. It's free. It helps the channel out. So I got about 600 right now. I'm going to tighten this up just a smidge. You guys like the camera view? What's up, Gene Wagner? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out with me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ryan, and this is 77 Rockets Woodworking, and I'm from the west coast of the USA. You guys want to throw it out in the universe where your neck of the woods is? Let's let this community know who we are. So I'm going to start out about 800 RPMs. Make sure this is tight. You guys like the camera view? Nice. That's a good place to be near Disney. That's cool, man. It's cool. I dig it. So this has got like a base coat of wax on it to preserve it. So I'm going to just take that off. And then we're going to... There's not much work here. Then I'm going to... I like to take a small portion out of the bottom just to smooth it out. And then I'm going to make a tenon. And then we're going to flip this bad boy around, chuck it up, and get to going on the inside. It's gonna be like basically a jar, a bowl with a lid, you know, cookie jar. So this is gonna be the jar portion. That's the lid. The mahogany is the lid, and then this is gonna be the top. Yeah, double tap that screen. Almost got her where I need to get her. What's up, SR? I do. If you're interested, let me know. I'm actually going to start doing a raffle soon. Probably either once a week or once every couple of weeks. So you can win one of these pieces right here. And earlier today, on my live earlier, I turned this. This is a big maple bowl. Thank you. You guys want to see the real beautiful one? Give me a second. That's the real beautiful one. I'm very proud of that one. That's one of my finest pieces I've ever done. All right. So we're going to shore this up a little bit, make sure it's nice and square, and I'm going to get a good tinning. I'm going to up my speed just a little bit. It is the Ryan under there. What's up, Mike? So right now I'm just going through. I took it down, just smoothed it out a little bit. Now I'm going to take my scraper and just make a real nice pass just to smooth these lines out. And then I'm going to sand a little bit, and then I'm going to get my tenon. You guys see a good view? Now I'm going to slap her in reverse, hit it with a little 220 and 320, and then we're going to do the tenon. Okay, shape like this. I prefer to sand in relatively, not super high speeds, but high enough speeds, not low speeds. And just nice and easy. Work with the machine and let the sandpaper do all the work. Don't have to push real hard. I got this ventilator mask. It's compliments of PEKE safety. There's a link in the description box. You go in there, you'll get free visors for any order, and you'll get free hearing you'll get like $10 off hearing protection as well. So the mask, I believe it's the Powercap, but there's the Powercap by itself, and then there's like there's the little bit more extra kit, and it comes with like extra filters and stuff like that. So yeah, go check it out. It's in the link in the description box. PEKE safety. It's real lightweight. It's probably the lightest respirator on the market. It's right at a pound. You're welcome. All right, that's looking good. Looking real good. Okay. Now I'm going to take my diamond tool and we're going to cut ourselves a tenon. Put it back on forward. Nice and easy. Let your tool do the work. A little bit deeper. Nothing too crazy. Oh, what's up, Vince? Okay, that's good enough. Take that. Take my knockoff bar. We got a member. Yeah, next step is 10K. All right, taking this off. So you want to do that. All right, now we're going to chuck this thing up. Do a little pre-spin. Yeah, what's up, Vinny? Okay. And lower that speed down. Give her a little pre-spin. Alrighty. Now we're going to get to work. You're gonna be seeing more of me, Vince. Okay, we're gonna establish the outside. Up my speed. Yeah, it's a good combo, SR. You got these two Benjamin Best, the 3/4 and the 1 inch for $50. Oh, we're doing good, man. How you doing? I see you going to that Pittsburgh Pirates game, my friend. Yeah. It's a good scraper combo. Alright, I'm going to switch belts. I'm going to go with a little bit faster. I was at about 1900 RPMs though. I want to get a little bit faster. Yeah, look it up. If anybody can, share the link to it from Amazon. Hey, Heidi. A modified meat hook. That's cool. You weld it? Oh, I got a long way to go. Later, CR. Or SR, my bad. What's up, Plato? What's up, Eric? Maple Burl. Later, Vinny. Ooh, shit. Yeah, 9 months, baby. Nah, that was a close one. There's been closer ones. Woo, that's looking good. Looking good. Yeah, OGs. O'Jizzle. All right, looking pretty good. Hit this with some finish. Oh, maybe not. Hold on a second. I gotta take this down just a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna hit this bitch with some stuff. We got some stung oil and some Benuba wax. Where did I put that thing? Where did I put it? I found her. Okay. Getting it started. Getting it started. Let's see. Put my clears on because you never know. You never know. Okay. This is just going to soak up the tung oil. Usually burl does. Ooh, that grain is popping. That grain is popping. Yeah, hit that like button. There's not many people in here, but it's cool. I still dig everybody hanging out with me. I wasn't expecting to have huge numbers, which is okay. It's just nice to be back and hanging out. Thanks everybody for taking the time to hang out. Okay. Let's spin a little bit. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm down for some coves. I can make the shit out of some table legs. My goal by my first, hopefully I can, not this year, probably won't get to it this year, but the beginning of next year, my plan is to build a highboy, an 18th century highboy, and they have some pretty tricked out cove legs on them. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, my next build is gonna be a tall case clock, an 18th century case clock. I already found a kit for it. I'm not gonna buy it yet, but I already found a kit. I already did my takeoff on all my my numbers and material. It's gonna be right around 50 board feet. Probably about 10 to 15 board feet of it's gonna be 8/4, and then the other remaining is gonna be 4/4. And then I'm gonna actually be ordering some specialty sapele, figured sapele, from Brad for the intricate stuff like the finials and things like that. I haven't found any local stuff yet, but I'm hoping that I can get a an affiliate deal with the dial maker, and hopefully that'll absorb some of the cost for the dial, if not all of it. Hopefully that'd be pretty cool. All right, so that's the tung oil. I'm gonna put some B-Nuba on this thing now. Good to have you in here. That's who I'm going to get my. That's where I'm going to get my mahogany from for the clock. I don't know if I mentioned I'm going to get mahogany. I'm going to get like a, not a genuine mahogany. I'm going to get like a, I forgot the name. It has a special name. And then, like I said, I'm going to get some sapile from Brad. So, it'll be fun. It's going to be a tough build, but that's what I'm here for, man. I'm only here to elevate and showcase my skills and enjoy the journey. Because who are we if we don't challenge ourselves, right? Okay. Look at that thing. Let's get a little bit closer. A little bit light on it. Real pretty. Looking good so far. Take this thing off. Hit the bottom. This burl is going to really suck up this tung oil. So I will probably have to put another coat later on, which is okay. Real pretty though. This is maple burl. That's the base. I'm gonna set this to the side for now. And we're gonna get going on the lid. I don't want it to get too late because I do have to work tomorrow. And we are starting early, so let's hope that I won't take too long. This might be a problem. This might be a problem. Improvise a little bit because I overcut. Let's see. All right, so game plan change. I cut a little bit too deep, went a little bit too wide. So I'm going to use some hickory. Hopefully that is a good contrast. It's probably not going to be as good as the mahogany, but it's okay. We roll with the punches, right? big too. Dice today. I get this lid all dialed in. Side, I'm just gonna take her down.
That's funny. What's that?
What do you guys think about if I do like a little shadow line? So it gives like a little shadow underneath the lid. Think that'll look cool? Ever so slight bevel right here that will give it like a little shadow line effect around the rim. What do you think, Jeff? Or just leave it flush? I'll do a baby shadow line. Thanks, Colton. Okay. Hey, babe. Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nice little shadow line. I'm gonna give a little bit more on that shadow line. A little bit more. Oh yeah, I'm digging that. I am digging that shadow line. That is nice. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna sand this thing a little bit, not too crazy. Just sand it because I still want it to maintain. And then I'm gonna make a tenon in here. We're gonna flip this bad boy around and we're gonna shape the lid. Shape it and then get ready for a PEKE finial. So we're switching this into reverse. Everybody say hi to my wife. She's reminding me that I have work tomorrow. Okay, not gonna oversand that. Ever so slightly gonna sand it. Okay. Oh yeah, that is pretty. I'm digging that. I am digging that. Okay. So now we're gonna make a tenon and flip this bad boy around. Night, Colton. Thank you, sir. I'm a little rusty, but hey, you'll be happy that it only took me 2 tries to match my finials for my clock. The first one was a little bit, I think it fell off the lathe and it cracked a little bit, so I had to redo it. Any of you guys who know, matching stuff is probably one of the toughest things you'll do in woodworking. Matching is not easy. Ow, you fucking bitch, that's hot. Whew. Bitch. Yeah. Let's see what I want to do. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna have to be a big fucking mortise. See the maximum my jaws will open up for. Could always go to that one. Let's see how like this shit is. I don't really want to switch my jaws. I don't have to. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Me too. I like the green as well. All right. Hit that with a scraper real fast. Holy fuckamoly. I had to make a double mortise. I had to do a double mortise because of my screw holes. I think I'm gonna get out of doing screw holes. I don't like that shit. Yes. Oh, thanks, Malba. Hope I didn't overcut that one. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Let's give it a little shadow line, baby. Give it a little shadow line. I don't know yet. What do you think? I like the thickness of the lid. That's for sure. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'll flip it over, bro, and then I definitely like the shadow line, though. Okay. We're gonna flip this over. I'm gonna hit that shadow line real quick. 320. There it is. Okay. Okay. So I might have to go with a bigger piece of Padauk. Otherwise, I got to take this down, which is not a problem. I can take this down. I kind of like this shelf, though. You guys like this shelf? Or, well, if I take this shelf down, then I can just throw a reverse bevel right here to match this shadow line. I could take this down and just go flush with this, and then I can just do my mortise for this, and then I won't have to find a bigger piece. I think I'm going to do that. I do like this little shelf right here, but I think I'm going to go without it. I think I'm going to take this down. That's one of the main things that I've missed about wood turning is they're only mistakes if you let them become mistakes, really, you know. That's the beauty. You can navigate as were any other type of you know, category in woodworking. You can't really, once you fuck up, you can't really, it's tough to come back. It takes a longer period of time, as where wood turning teaches you to like really kind of navigate. And I feel like in a sense it makes you a better woodworker overall. In just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but I feel like that it's definitely helped me navigate with other stuff as well. When you reach like challenges, you know. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Okay. And once again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I know it's real late where you guys are. Some speed on that bad boy. We got 2,700 on this bit. Yeah. the scraper action on this thing. Sometimes they aren't happy accidents. See how this looks. Okay. A little bit more. Yeah, thanks, Melba. Ooh, I do not like that. I do not like that tear out right there. Do a little sanding. Do a little sanding. Bevel that. Get my tenon, and then ooh, the sandpaper getting hot, baby. I'm not really digging this tear out right here. Let's see. I'll take it down a little bit more. Not too much. But the sanding is not gonna help unless I take it down with my scraper. carbide scraper will get it. Yeah, I saw it. You saw that too, Mike? Yeah. All right, we're going with the glasses from now on. All right, I'm happy with that. That'll work. Sorry that took so long, guys. I didn't anticipate that really, but it is what it is. Hey, what's up? Okay. A little bit of swirl action going on, but that's actually not too bad. It kind of gives it a little bit of character. Okay. So I am going to give this a little bit of a baby shadow line like the bottom. Except this is going to be considered a bevel. Shit, I don't know. I don't have the spiraling tool like you. I guess I was just hoping. Like that. Nice little bevel to match. Let's see. See how I like it in contrast. Oh, I like that. That is nice. Hit that a little bit. Hit that with a 320 pass. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna hit my finial mortise. It's gonna be a small one. Okay. It's a little too high. Right there. Okay. Lower. And now I can utilize this bad boy. Okay. Now we oil. Okay, let's put the light on the swell. There we go. Okay. Take this little top off. Get this over here. Fuck off. Start fucking wearing headbands. Ooh, don't get. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm digging. Dig in. It's crazy how the end grain just sucks up all the finish with from the wood pores. Sometimes I've noticed if I try to get like a super tight fit on my lid, I'll have to go back again because it'll get too tight. And that's happened a few times. It's not a big deal, you know. Yeah, it does. I like that spiral thing that you have, Mike. That's pretty awesome. Mike's got some slick tools. He's got some real creative stuff he does. It's always fun to watch and gives me ideas. A little bit. Now I'm not getting any. I'm trying not to get into that finish into that mortise because I'm gonna have to put my CA glue to hold my finial. Yeah, man, sometimes they just eat the shit. And I always go back and I always apply more finish later on because it just soaks it in. Just, you know, nothing wrong with that. It's just part of the game. Okay, now I'm gonna add some Binuba. Work it in the pores. I was gonna go for the mahogany, but it was just, like I said, it was too, I cut too much out of the bowl, which is cool. Happens. Just had to improvise. And luckily I had a bigger piece of of this hickory, which looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna take this off, and then we're gonna turn this top. There, Binuba. All right, take this off. Now I gotta add a little bit of finish on this. All right, so that's what we got so far. Nice little contrast. I'm digging that shadow line. Swirl gives it a nice little touch. So now we're gonna work on the finial. Okay. It's gonna be a basic finial. I'm not gonna go crazy on it. Thank you. Okay. Let's get this beach trucked up. Go to work. Get a few center marks on this thing. Let's see. back. See which side I like. I'll go this side, I guess. Okay. This is going to be ludicrous speed. Okay, where's my dividers? Alright, so I got my dividers locked in. Yeah, it's the messiest. And I'm definitely going to wear my mask. Because if I don't, I'll be sneezing for like a few days. So pretty though. Yeah, dude. If I don't wear this with this shit or like Bloodwood, I am fuck city. If you guys don't mind the light, helps me out. Man, this shit is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it fucks you up. Cheeto dust. Cheeto dust. I don't know. I think I'm gonna take it down more, but I think off the mortise, I'm gonna do another shadow line that's coming off from the bottom, and then it's just gonna be like a basic. It's gonna come up maybe like to here, like an inch, maybe, and then it's gonna bevel at the top slightly and then cap off. I think that's what I'm gonna do with it. What do you think? You think that'll look okay? Okay. What was my remedy? Oh, never mind. Ooh, I like that. help if I did it in forward. Almost there, hold on. Move that orange bicep. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's put some finish on this bad boy. You guys ready to finish this thing off? Okay. I think it has enough of both in there. Yeah. I think it has enough in there right now that I don't have to add any more. But man, this came out really good. Surprisingly, I like the difference. I wasn't too sure what to expect. Like this top has a little swirl and this has some swirls, so it's kind of cool. It's got like a little nice little characteristics. But man, I'm excited how this came out. This came out really nice. Check that out. That's legit. I gotta take a little bit more out in these walls, but not too bad. It's a little bit of hole in there, but you can't really see it. Yeah, this Banggood sets it off. It's a nice combination, and I really like this shadow line. I really like the shadow line here, the small details like the shadow line off the bottom, and then the small bevel, and then the small shadow line. I guess it could have been a little bit more distinct, but it's not too bad. A little shadow line right here, and then a bevel. Shadow line to bevel to shadow line. But it came out, I like it. I'm definitely gonna fix that. There's a little bit of hole in there. Little bit of divot, like right here from the screw. But nothing too bad, nothing I can't fix. You can't really tell unless you really look at it. And there's a little bit of hole right there, but nonetheless, not too bad. It's a nice top. Got some more sawdust in there, but you can see all the, it's really pretty. Shine some light on it. Gotta get that sawdust out of there, but it's really nice. I like it. Like I said, I'll let it sit, and then I'll hit it with some more finish probably tomorrow or the next day. But I did not think that this was gonna look this nice. I kind of was just going with it. Thank you. To be honest with you, I thought that the mahogany was gonna be able to go, but I'm smart enough to know that if I don't have enough room to work with, then it's time to make a decision to look elsewhere as far as material that I have. And luckily for me, I had a blank that was big enough. But so lesson learned. I'm probably next time I order some blanks, I'm gonna order some real big ones, and then I'm gonna order some, like, 7s, 8s, because those really come in handy sometimes. Like today, the 7 came in handy. And then the nice thing about these is that, especially with Brad's wood, and Mike can attest to this, is that he waxes these and he really conditions them real well, so that when you order them and they're already rounded, you don't really have to take a lot out. I only took like an 1/8 inch out of this, both of these, and you can just tell, you can see the quality of the wood, the characteristics. But yeah, I like it. Thank you. That's what B-Nuba is. I did. Look. Hard wax oil. Oh shit, you about to get hard now, bud. This is hard wax oil. The only thing that they do with it is they add the orange solvent like they do the. So the tung oil that they have is a thicker. It's a thick tung oil, and then for the wood finish, the other can that I have, this one right here. All this is the tung oil, and they add that orange solvent. It's like a mineral spirits, but with orange solvent in it. And what it does, Eric explained it to me, and because it thins it down. And then B-Nuba is just, beeswax and just the I think a smidge of the oil, and then it's like a ratio where they put the orange in a ratio as well, and it kind of like really mixes it in. Here, I'll show you. You guys can see the consistency right here. It's like creamy. I don't know if you guys have ever made beeswax, beeswax with mineral oil. You just cook it in like a little crock pot, and it's got to have like a good ratio, and then you heat it up, and then you can put it and sell it in cans. That's a good idea. I've actually thought about doing that. And it's really cheap too. I was gonna tell Mike he should do that with his coins. Like he sell his coins, puts his coins on his work, and then with the pieces, because he has so many people buying his work, he could just put like the beeswax with the mineral oil and just put it in little cans. And yeah, you just put them in the little cans, and it's really cheap. Like you can make a lot. It'll go a long way. You could it'll cost you like $30 for the mineral and then the beeswax, and you just heat them up in a little crock pot. I have one. I used to do it. And you put them in little cans, and you could just put your logo on the top of there and sell them. Or you could just throw them in as a thank you. Like if someone was to buy this, if I had them, I could throw like a little can in there, and it's just like you could oil it yourself and just maintain it. Yeah, it's like a butter. It's a nice little gesture, I don't sell a lot of stuff, but if I did, that's something I would do. Stickers like Mike does, and then I'd love to do the coins on the bottom, and then that's a nice little touch with the butter. I feel like it really just is a really professional thing. But anyway, it's already 10:30. I gotta be to work at 5 in the morning. But thanks everybody for hanging out with me. This was a good one today, earlier and this. So is this one I'll show you guys before I leave. So there's the maple bowl that I turned today in the live before, and then this one. So came out pretty good. I'm happy. Set this inside there. 2 lives in 1 day. You inspired me to do that. You did a long live. I think the longest live I did was almost 6 hours too. And I didn't even do it nearly as well as you did. I think I had like 45,000 views. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get inside. I gotta bring some stuff inside my shop, and then kind of clean up a little bit and yeah, clean up a little bit and get a shower. But I'll throw this out here. I know there's not a lot of people in here, but if you guys are interested in both these pieces, I would definitely like to do maybe a raffle off. I'm probably gonna talk to Mike and see how he does it, and maybe memberships and a $5 donation, and we could set something up for both of these so we can sell them on a live. Or give them away on a live on a raffle. So if you guys would be down with that, I think it'd be fun. I think what Mike's doing is a lot of fun. I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it'd be nice to get the community more engaged and the support for my channel, and it's awesome that you guys support me. So just the fact that Daniel does it and then Mike does it, and then I'm not saying I'm going to do it all the time, but I'd like to do it. But so if you guys are down, I definitely, these two right here, I'll definitely think about having a little raffle for both of them, just kind of split them up. So if you guys are interested, let me know. Yeah, 4-to-1 ratio, yeah. Are you talking about the beeswax and the mineral oil? It's really easy to make. And it's you could, I mean, I know people, you know, woodworkers that do pretty well, like just off their oil. I know Devo sells his. He has something like it, and he does pretty well. You guys obviously know Devo's Woodcraft. He's pretty damn good. Anyway, I'm just talking your guys' ear off. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing one once a week. Maybe once every 2 weeks, just to keep it fresh. Maybe the once in 2 weeks I'll do like maybe a few things if you guys are okay with that. Like I said, I definitely don't want to steal Mike's thunder. I have a lot of respect for Mike, and I think what he's doing is wonderful. And I have a lot of respect for Daniel as well, and I think what he's doing is wonderful as well. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I definitely like to make more stuff like this. And you know, I think I'm gonna be making some pepper mills soon. I haven't got to make any yet. I haven't done them, but I definitely, that'd be something that to look out for. And then, you know, some other stuff. So yeah, if you guys are down, I'm down. It just feels good to be back. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out. If you don't know my name's Ryan, and this has been 77 Rockets Woodworking. Later.